on to our interview with the guest of the day. I am now joined by the National Women Leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Betta Edu, for discussion of the APC's big mobilization of women for the 2023 elections. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, madam.
Thank you for having me, and it's always a pleasure.
It's so good to see you again. You know, the last time you were
Happy New Year.
last time you were on the show, we majorly talked about, we focused on your party, the APC, and your presidential candidates. But tonight we will be focusing more on women in politics. But before then, let's start with the campaign for the presidential election. How will you describe the race so far?
Oh, I think the campaigns have been really very intensive. And for us in the APC, it has been issue-based. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put himself out there to Nigerians to state exactly what the challenges are and how he's going to solve them. Practical solutions to the various regions, because remember, one size does not fit all. And indeed, the love is organic, the love is huge. I've heard so many comments, people say, never in the history of Nigeria has a Southerner enjoyed that much support from the Northerners. And indeed, even down south, he has a huge support base, people who are ready to go out and vote for him because of his antecedents in Lagos State, his commitment to development of women and mainstreaming of women, his commitment to improving the economy of Nigeria, security situation, and indeed taking Nigeria from the foundational stage, which has been laid by President Muhammadu Buhari, to the next great stage where every Nigerian can be very, very proud and boast that indeed we are the greatest, largest, strongest giants in Africa, whether in terms of economy, in terms of empowerment, name it.
All right. As the APC National Women Leader, how will you describe the impact of women on the party's campaign so far?
Well, I think women for the second time has had a very huge outing in our party, APC. Women were, of course, given a separate campaign committee, campaign team to go around the nation and canvass for votes. The wife of the president, Dr. Aisha Buhari, has been at the forefront of this campaign, ensuring that women all across the country come forward, take that bold step to support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima. Of course, you know that she has been closely supported by the chairperson of the campaign, who is Senator Oluremi Tinubu, a 7th senator, and also the wife of the presidential candidate. We've been to all the zones except for the Southeast, and we're going to be having the Southeast rally on the 17th for just women. We've gone through all the states, talking to women, empowering them, giving them that hope, and making our action plan very clear to them so that they know what is expected. They're not just going to the polls to elect a president who will not mainstream them and who will not give them a seat at the table, who will not empower them financially, who will not empower them at the grassroots. They know that with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, their health is taken care of, their finances will improve, their economy will improve, their security and that of their children and family will improve. So these are the messages we have taken to the grassroots. Of course, like you very well know, we're starting our door-to-door campaigns. We've prepared all our packages that will be going from door to door with our flyers, our manifesto, our party logo, to speak to Nigerian women door to door. We've done the mega work, the macro work, which is going through all the zones, going through all the states, campaigning, holding women rally, getting women involved in the main rallies where the president and our presidential candidates have been going from one state to the other. But this time we're narrowing it all the way down because we're almost at the finish line to the door-to-door process. Every unit, every street, every door, every household, to get women to come out and vote. Remember, from the statistics that has been released by INEC so far, women have over 44 million votes to deliver, and we have promised to deliver 40 million to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we have to go all out and ensure that women come out in their numbers to deliver these votes.
In very few minutes, we will get to the action plans of your party. But, you know, earlier in the week, President Buhari, as the leader of the party, led a powerful team to the APC presidential campaign in Yola How do you rate the acceptance of the party in Adamawa State?
Huge, unbelievably huge. And I really must thank President Muhammadu Buhari, and I will state this, that with his support and the support of his wife, and indeed the APC presidential candidate and every other person, every woman who was out there campaigning vigorously for our first female governor, by the grace of God, I believe that we will all make history. President Muhammadu Buhari was live in Yola, and he stated very clearly to them that as Nigerians, it's time, high time that we elect a woman as a governor. It's high time that we bring women into core governance, and so that they can understand and see truly what it means to be a leader at the level of a governor, that Nigeria is ripe, Nigeria is due, and we will elect the first female governor of any state in Nigeria. And so, of course, when we got to Yola, we spent the night there. You could see the love for Senator Binani. The love was massive, the grassroots, massive love for her. They came all out on the streets at the venue. It was huge. I could not even believe the crowd that I was seeing in Yola, all rooting for Senator Binani. And beyond this, she's got a very strong antecedent as a politician. You have seen her empowerment over the years, grassroots empowerment, her humility, her relationship with those at the grassroots. These are things that are selling very strongly for her, and things that other women should emulate, so that tomorrow, if they seek positions, leadership positions, it's easy for people to look back and say, look at the people they have built, look at how much they are people-friendly, people-centered, the grassroots empowerment that has gone on, we will support them. Everyone needs to think in that direction right now.
All right, let's talk more about Senator Binani now. What do you think of her chances in this race?
Well, I think her chances are almost 100% in this race. I can't really see any very strong opposition to her. She's got the grassroots on her side. She's got the endorsement of the sitting president, and she has got the endorsement of Nigerian women, from the party to the Minister for Women Affairs, and indeed every single voice. Of course, you heard the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, publicly endorse her for the governorship of Adamawa. We will do all within our powers that are legally possible to ensure that she emerges as a winner. We're going to campaign, we'll deploy all our strategies, grassroots engagement, door-to-door engagement, to ensure that people come out en masse and vote for her. You could see even children on the streets knew her name. Senator Binani, they were screaming, say Adamawa, say Binani. Say Adamawa, say, you could hear them, you could see the life, you could feel the organic love for her. That love is what will keep children, young people, adults, men, women in their huge numbers on the road from morning till about 2 o'clock, when we made our way into the ground where we had the campaigns. So you could see the organic love for her. We're very, very confident that Senator Binani will emerge as the first female governor elected in Nigeria.
Yes, but then there are many people who say they do not see a woman being elected governor in the conservative far north of our country. So what more is your party doing to bring this to reality?
So like I said before, I think we live on too many myths. The same way when a woman was brought forward as the deputy governor of Kaduna, and everybody said they don't see a woman emerging as a deputy governor in far north Kaduna. This is conservative, and so we don't believe a woman can emerge. And it happened. And she's still running for a second term as a deputy governor in the same Kaduna. The same way we have also seen people who are pessimistic, and they're coming out to say she will not emerge because it's far north. But the truth is that the north has moved. Gone are the days where women were not seen, women were not empowered, women were not supported. Those days are far gone. If you go to the ground, on ground there, in Adamawa. I've heard so many people say we're going to go and get our PVCs just because Senator Binani is running for governorship, and we'll go all out and vote for her. If she can do this for us as a House of Rep member, if she can do this for us as a senator, she will do even much more for us as a governor of Adamawa State. So I think we should go beyond the myths. We should go beyond what we imagine should be the scenario and go down to the grassroots, go on ground in Adamawa, and you see the organic, very huge, humongous love and support from the Senator Binani. For us, we are putting out all our strategies. Of course, you know very well, I can't reel out all of them, but I'll just give you one. The door-to-door has started, and indeed we're engaging with the different sectors of society, the different cadres, different workforce, and indeed different groups, including the religious groups, traditional groups. All of this are being engaged presently as we speak to ensure that victory is that of Senator Binani.
All right. Now, aside from her empowerment scheme, which you mentioned earlier, if Senator Binani gets elected, what have you seen of her character that tells you she will make a good governor?
The number one thing for me that endeared her to me is her level of humility. She's one person who I've seen that is very simple and humble, and she is very, very people-focused. When you discuss with her, when you engage with her, you'll see very clearly that she's always concerned about people. So it's not just the empowerment. She's done several medical outreaches, glasses, free surgeries, and several other things that are affecting people at the grassroots. She has been providing solutions to it. So that ability to be humble, that ability to relate with the common man at the grassroots and understand their felt need, for me, has stood her out over the years, and by the grace of God, will give her the victory that she deserves going forward. But beyond her, we are mobilizing Adamawa to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Remember that this is the state of one of the contenders in this election. And we as a party, we want to be able to win Adamawa convincingly, not just for Senator Binani, but also for presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, let's move on to some other issues. Has the crisis in the Adamawa chapter of the APC been resolved? It's just a few weeks to the election. Has the crisis been resolved now?
All that has been resolved, and we're all done with all that. That's way behind us right now. I'm sure you know there's no case proceeding in any court on the issues around the Adamawa, and all of the stakeholders have come out openly to say we're going to throw our weight behind Senator Binani. We had a lot of persons come on ground there in Adamawa to support her that day, including the former governor of the state and several others. Everybody was on ground with the president and indeed the APC presidential candidate to put their full weight behind Senator Binani to ensure that she emerges.
All right, so is the former EFCC chairman, Nuhu Ribadu, also ready to work to see the emergence
I'm sure
of
you
Aisha
saw his
Binani?
press release. I'm sure you saw his press release. I would be, it would be strange to know that you didn't see his press release. He gave a clear press release stating that he's not going ahead with any case against Senator Binani in court, and that he's putting his full weight behind her to support her to emerge as governor of Adamawa State. So indeed, he was basically the key person who was fronting the case in court against her candidature. And for him to come out boldly, openly, and say, look, let's all work with her. I think we're at the end of that story. We've put all of that behind us. And as a party with one voice, we're ready both at the national and at the state, together with all other key stakeholders to ensure we elect her as governor. All
right. Now, during the APC presidential campaign in Enugu State, many top party leaders like Senator Ken Nnamani stayed away. Now, don't you think this will hurt the party's chances in the election if their misgivings are not addressed?
I don't think you're correct on that. Senator Ken Nnamani was at the airport and he received Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu into Enugu State. He wasn't feeling too strong, and he took excuse and he left. You don't expect him to stay on to the end if he's not feeling so well. He was at the airport. We have pictures, we have videos, we have evidence of the fact that he was there to receive Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All of the key stakeholders in Enugu State are fully behind the governor behind the presidential candidate of our party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they're all out there to ensure that he emerges victorious. You saw the crowd in Enugu. That was not just the handwork of one person. It was the full team working assiduously to ensure that Enugu people understand the reason why they should key into the center, understand the reason why they should support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just like our presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, told them, he said, I provided the right environment, a conducive environment for the Igbos to thrive in Lagos. I appointed Igbos as commissioners in my cabinet. I appointed Igbos into very sensitive position in leadership in Lagos State. These are attributes you cannot find anywhere else. You can't find states that have other indigenes as far back as 1999 in the core of government. He did all of that. In Lagos, Igbos freely carry out their businesses. They are doing very well. They are flourishing. They own real estate, name it. Businesses that are doing greatly well. So if he created that environment for the economy to thrive, providing funding for them back in the East, definitely he would do more. As a president, he has promised to open deep sea ports around the southern region, the southeast, that can draw things closer to them so that they don't have to travel for so long to get their imported goods in. He has promised to work on the foreign exchange. He has promised to fix the economy, just the same way he has made Lagos State basically the fifth or the third economy in Africa. He will do same for Nigeria. And of course, the Igbos will be one of the biggest beneficiary of that. Beyond this, he has promised that key positions in his government will go to people from the southeast Nigeria. And he's a man of his words. He's someone who has done it before, and he can do it over and over again. So we have all the support of all our key stakeholders in southeast with us, with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I want to assure you that you will be shocked at the percentage which we will have from the Southeast. Asiwaju stated one thing very clearly yesterday. He said, we are not here to just have 30%. No, we are here to win. Will win in the Southeast. APC will win in the Southeast. We have two governors that have performed exceptionally well, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, and of course, Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State. They have done so well. And so APC as a party should be able to win the hearts of those in the Southeast. We're happy for groups like the Omale Goku and several other Igbo groups that are all out there screaming and routing, supporting fully the candidacy of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate, Kashim Shettima. We're very positive that we will emerge victorious, even in the East.
Well, I asked that question because he was absent at the rally, and there are already several insinuations and people already reading several meanings to it. But now that you said he took an excuse because he was not feeling okay, all right. Now, let me ask you, do you see the APC doing well in the Southeast this time around?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I see the APC at least winning 4 states in the Southeast this time around. And we are very, very confident that that would happen. The key stakeholders, key players in the Southeast are being engaged on a personal level and, of course, on a large scale by our presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm sure you also know that his wife and indeed the women's wing of APC were also engaging them. We held a women's rally and a women's walk in Imo State. That was on the 5th of October. And we're back there again this January to do another one. Our door-to-door campaigns. We have a lot of focus on the Southeast and, of course, the South-South and northern part of Nigeria. We are all going to be back there over and over again. We're engaged with the chiefs and the traditional rulers, and indeed, even some of the sitting governors in the Southeast are solidly behind Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we are very positive that we would have a very wonderful outing in the southeast part of Nigeria. We're not, like we said, we're not looking for 30%. We're not looking for 25%. We need to win.
Dr. Betta, we will definitely continue this conversation, but let's take a quick break and I will...